All right, well, Tyler, we've focused a lot about Jesus as king. We've looked at what his kingdom is.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's start thinking about how we can be people of the kingdom.
Okay.
And there's this phrase, it's been popular for a little while now, called, "What would Jesus do?" And there's a problem with this phrase. And the problem isn't that the phrase isn't good. The problem is how we use that phrase.
Okay.
So we thought in the last video about authority, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're following through with Christ's authority, then we are part of his kingdom. Now, if we're following that, that's great. If we're following that, we're going to do what would Jesus do.
Yeah.
But let's say we aren't following that authority. We just have this phrase, "What would Jesus do?" as a way to emotionally get somebody to act in a way that we want them to act.
Yeah.
And that's the way I see the phrase used. It's not that I'm trying to change my actions. It's I'm trying to change your actions.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think a lot about that. I mean, the modern Christian society, especially in America and the contemporary church, we're kind of in the habit of slapping the name Jesus on anything that we do spiritual and baptizing it and pretending like it's something he wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think WWJD gets to the heart of the Luke, I think it's Luke 6:46, 42, don't quote me on that, where he says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I say,
Mm-hmm.
right? If he is Lord, if he is Master, if he is Messiah, if he is King, we ought to revere him and have fealty and loyalty to all of his ideas like King. So the first issue that I see is that people don't know their Bibles. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
People aren't reading the life of Jesus or the Old Testament scriptures that inform Jesus, or the way that we see the church play out the teaching of Jesus through Acts and throughout Paul's epistles. People they don't know the Bible that well, and I feel like the first thing we have to do is read what he said.
That's true.
Otherwise, how can you know what he did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't understand something without actually having some interaction with it. And if we're going to emphasize what would Jesus do, as you said, you have to know Jesus before you can even say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just this blanket idea of people seeing Jesus as love, thinking this is what love means, so this is what Jesus would have done. We have to understand the truth before we can be changed by it.
Yep. Amen.